welcome. Thank you all so much for coming. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, can we have the roll call, please?
Shoemaker.
Here.
Vaughn.
Here.
Hirschberger.
Here.
Zollers.
Here.
Kellogg.
Here.
And Hofstetter.
Here.
Okay, we're going to start with an Arbor Day proclamation. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for the planting of trees. And whereas this holiday, called Arbor Day, was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. And whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce life-giving oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our village increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Therefore, I, Kelly Hoffey, Mayor of the Village of Millersburg, do hereby proclaim April 24th, 2026 as Arbor Day in the Village of Millersburg. And I urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And furthermore, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. Our community calendar, we have Flu game at the Victorian House coming up next Saturday night. April 24th and 25th, Millersburg Garage Sale Days. June 6th starts the summer concert series at the amphitheater at Deer Run Park from 6 to 8 p.m. There will be food trucks there, and if anyone is interested in being a sponsor, you can contact Home Center for the Arts and make your donation for that. All right, we have one visitor to address council, Jason.
So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Jason Troy. I'm the Holmes County Emergency Management Agency Director here in Holmes County. Here to talk to you real quick about our hazard mitigation plan. A hazard mitigation plan is extremely important to the county as well as the villages and townships. And what it does is it identifies risks and hazards for that particular county. Within that, then we look at mitigation strategies of how we can mitigate and reduce the hazard that it has upon citizens. So for an example, tornado, I can't prevent a tornado from coming in, but I can make sure people are properly educated on where to seek shelter, making sure that they receive notifications in a timely manner. So those are types of mitigation projects that we can do. So this plan is a requirement of FEMA if we want to apply for certain types of mitigation grants down the road. Okay, so again, this identifies the hazards, and we will look at certain strategies to minimize or to totally eliminate those hazards within our communities. So the process of this, it took us about 1.5 years to complete this. Holmes County EMA partnered with Resource Solutions Associates, who basically did this study, and we invited community members, residents, the several different meetings, and then we took historical data, and Resource Solutions Associates ranked these top hazards for the county. And then on the back part of this, you will see the top 11 hazards we have for the county and an analysis of each one of those hazards. So it's not just a list of hazards, but it also has an impact on the community. We look at the speed of onset, the magnitude of the issue, how it's going to affect property, businesses, and livelihood. And then it's ranked accordingly to that. So you'll see in the top 5, we have severe thunderstorms and tornado. Number 2 would be severe winter storms and blizzards, followed by flood. followed by drought and extreme heat, and then fire and wildfire. Once we get this plan in place, which we do have a draft, it is right now at Ohio EMA, they review it, they send it to FEMA. We need to have adoptions from the villages that are within our jurisdiction. The townships don't need to adopt it because they fall underneath the Holmes County Commissioners. However, the villages do. And I just need to make sure you understand, when you adopt this, you are not putting forth any resources for it. We're not asking you for any money. We're not asking you to actually complete any of the strategies in the plan. What we're doing is saying, okay, the village of Millersburg falls under this plan, so down the road, if Nate and I or the mayor work on certain grant opportunities, it makes the village of Millersburg eligible. So that's the adoption process. If you choose not to adopt it, you just don't get to be part of that grant process if we look at mitigation grants down the road. So I'm here to entertain any questions that you may have with the process. And I have business cards here, and I'll make sure you guys each have a contact business card for me. But I'll address any questions you guys have.
Any questions?
I
guess I don't have a direct question about this, but do you have any totals from the windstorm?
Yes, so right now we did meet the requirement for the county.
Oh, okay.
So let me kind of explain that. So we had to, our per capita for the county is $4.86 per capita, which puts us at around $215,000 worth of damages. We submitted $621,000.
Wow.
What put us over was we have the ability, because they're not-for-profit, of using Holmes Wayne Electric. They, within themselves, are estimating $500,000. So here's what the process is. We submitted all that data to the state. The state compiles that, and first we look at, are we eligible for FEMA funds? Now, to be eligible for FEMA funds, the state as a whole has to have $23 million worth of damage. Okay, if we do that, then we go through the process of applying for FEMA in that process. If we don't hit the $23 million as a state, then we look at the state disaster relief program. That's where we got monies back from the derecho several years ago. And like I said, we did meet criteria for that. There is a process with that, and the ultimate say is through the governor's office if he passes a resolution in the state controller board to pay those funds. So yes, we did hit it. We actually almost doubled what we needed for the county. But like I said, Holmes Wayne really contributed the big chunk to that. So I will tell you, it is a drawn-out process. It is not something quick. The federal government does not work quick. I think for the derecho, we weren't even made aware of our eligibility for 4 months out. So as soon as I find out something, the jurisdictions that did submit, I'll keep you guys updated. So.
Anyone else? All right. Thank you so much, Jason.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, can we have a motion to suspend the reading of the minutes, please?
So moved.
Second.
Who said second? Oh, sorry. I need eyes on the top of my head. Vaughn.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Kellogg. Aye. Zollers.
Aye.
Hirschberger.
Aye.
And Shoemaker.
Aye.
Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, can we have a motion to approve the minutes as read?
I'll make a motion. Second.
Hirschberger.
Aye.
Zollers.
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
Hang on, sorry, I'm going faster than I can write. Kellogg. Aye. Vaughn.
Aye.
And Shoemaker.
Aye.
All right, Bill Resolution 2026-8. Are there any questions on the bills totaling $207,052.61? Hearing none, can we have a motion to pay the bills?
Make a motion.
Second.
Kellogg. Aye. Hofstadter.
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Vaughn.
Aye.
Hirschberger.
Aye.
Zollers.
Aye.
All right, Nate.
At their April 1st meeting, the Design Review Board approved the sign applications from United Way and Cider Press, and then Planning and Zoning approved the lot split to create the parcel that is the vacant lot beside Wendy's. It's actually, that was never actually finalized as its own lot, so this will make that happen. And then they also reviewed a preliminary concept for a tiny home development off of Lakeview Drive. I think a couple of you would have seen that. Pretty interesting concept, nice looking development. Nothing on the sidewalk project.
So, I'm sorry, Nate, the tiny home thing, where would their access be? Is it off of
Off of
Lakeview?
Lakeview,
Okay,
yeah.
but they also have access off of Taylor Alley, don't
They
they?
do, but it's extremely narrow.
Okay,
It would serve as an emergency
okay.
or backup access or egress, but primarily they'll have their main drive come off of Lakeview.
Okay.
Airport Park, they're working on the plans for the electrical permit for the project. Once we have those, then Millersburg Electric will be working on scheduling the actual installation. And we are gonna have to pressure wash the poles and the bullhorns. They were submerged with the recent flooding. No, it won't damage them, we just wanna clean them before we put them up. There's no components in them, so they'll be fine. None of them are lost, so that's good. Clay Street, I'm following up with the health department. Wednesday, we have a meeting for the mulch grant, and then they've also asked to discuss a potential grant project that they're pursuing to install sidewalks on County Road 58 from Autumn Run into South Washington. So I don't know any particulars about it yet, but we'll see what we can do there. The housing study, we met with Envision on Friday. He just submitted or presented, I should say, a preliminary draft of some findings just to get our reaction, more or less. There's some big numbers in there as far as potential development needs within the county, and the magnitude of, probably, I think there was 45 new builds last year, and they're talking like 80, 90 a year for 10 years is what is projected to be needed. It's a pretty big population growth potential, not just for the village, but also the surrounding areas. They're gonna submit the draft of the formal report. We'll review that, and then we'll have a rollout, public meeting of some sort, either at a council meeting or at a workshop, some other time, to present the findings to the public. So, very interesting. Nothing real earth-shattering, I'd say, as far as, there's no silver bullet, of course, no magic. Here you go, do this, and everything's going to be fixed. But a lot of the discussion revolved around infill development, meaning vacant or underutilized properties already within the village.
There's a lot of empty.
There
When
is.
you walk around, I can name you duplexes, town,
Yep.
just sitting there empty, and I don't know if their rent's too high. I mean, it's,
Yeah.
I know you can't force somebody, but you can just walk around and see empty, they're just empty.
And the development cost on those properties is far less than
Yeah,
a new subdivision, a
Yeah.
traditional subdivision. There was numbers thrown around at a housing meeting earlier this year that for traditional subdivision, every foot you have to extend water, sewer, storm, and road. A builder told us he calculates around $1,000 a foot.
oh my. Wow.
A 500-foot road isn't very long.
No.
You can do the math. That's a pretty high development cost
Yeah,
currently. Housing market has gone up, and this will be shown in the report, but the infrastructure increases are drastically higher with tariffs and everything else going on, so. I think there's a lot of good information there. The other focus, I think, will be on zoning, looking at updating our zoning regulations to allow for maybe creating a district that allows multifamily, a mix.
well, if you listen to the national, I mean, this is something obviously statewide, national.
Sure.
Regulations are
Yeah.
what they talk about
Yeah.
trying to help,
Yep.
some places they want to allow on the floor, how people could, in areas where you had to live on the second, we've got a
Right.
thing downtown.
Right.
So the deregulation is, yeah, is something that's a national topic.
Accessory dwellings,
Uh-huh.
you have a normal home on your lot, you
Uh-huh.
could have a secondary home as well. So, a lot of options there, but that'll all be coming, so I think there's some good things to come of it. Phone system fiasco. We've been delayed and delayed, being told tomorrow all the stars are aligned, everybody's gonna be here, so we'll see. EPA generator grant, as you know, we got that grant award for $50,000. We've got the legislation on tonight to supplemental appropriation for that money. The gas company, I just saw the locate today, they're gonna install the gas tap down at the well. The generator's ordered, it has like a 31-week lead time, so we're gonna be pushing it. We have 36 weeks to get the grant closed out, but they're aware of that and they're gonna make it happen, so that's exciting. We've also got legislation to participate in the annual ODOT salt contract. I just wanted to throw an explanation out there. We got this on the 2nd. We got the invitation and it's due May 1st, so that's why it's an emergency. I know we've had questions in the past, is how can a salt contract be an emergency, but it's not out of our hands. It's a scheduling thing.
How much did we end up using this winter?
So we ordered 250 tons. We probably used right around 225 to 250, I would say. Pretty close.
Didn't Glenmont buy some from us, salt?
We've helped a couple places out this past winter, yeah. Killbuck was getting close to needing some help. We typically help the hospital out as well. We'll sell them some salt, just at our cost. We've done that for them for years, so. Yep. And then the vehicle decals, I got one quote back. I'm waiting on another one just to compare them. We're looking at doing Chevron tape because all the trucks are all so different and different panels and everything. We're gonna get a couple different widths of tape and we can put accents on as needed or as we can fit them. So that's kind of the plan there. I believe that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Chief?
My quarterly report was included in the minutes, or in the packet, and then something for executive session.
Okay. Bobby?
Okay, everyone acknowledged the financials from last month, so thanks for that. The only other thing I have is I reached out to San Mandy about shredding. I didn't know if that was something we were interested in for our village cleanup day again. I sent him an email and he called me and said, based on the last couple of years, the interest and how much they've gotten, he said he just isn't sure if it's worth them sending the truck down for on-site shredding. He did offer an alternative, which could work, but I wanted to run it past you guys and see what you think people will think. This would be some bins, some locked bins. So similar, if you look down, we used Go Shred for our normal shredding. I picture it being something like that, except maybe a little more sturdy because I think they'll be outside. They will be locked and folks can bring their shredding and put it in there. It will not be shredded on site, like right at that moment. So that may deter, he said some people that deters, others it doesn't. He said that they could make sure that we had a key, and I said absolutely not, we do not want a key. Things go in, they stay in. I don't want any village employee or anybody else to have access to what folks put in there because there's a reason that they want those things shredded. So that also is more cost effective. It would be a cost of, for 4 to 5 bins, it would be a flat cost of $200 as opposed to, I think it was $600 the last couple, 4 or 6, something like that, last couple years. So I think it's a good option. We can still offer that shredding service as part of cleanup day. But I also wanted to see what you guys thought about it. I think one of the good things that we've been able to say is, hey, if you bring stuff in, it's shredded right there in front of you. We won't have that this year, but they are locked bins that no one will have access to until they come to get the bins first thing Monday morning. So
I think it's worth trying because it was very slow
yeah,
last year.
I think so
Maybe people didn't want people to see that they were shredding stuff, they didn't want people to know they were shredding. So it might be better.
The lock bins might be more popular.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
very true.
Yeah.
People be showing up at midnight to drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get my shredding in there.
Yeah.
Might as well try.
Yeah.
Okay. For that cost, I think we wouldn't be out much. And then I'll get some details from him, maybe some of the rules, so we can get those out there a week
Well,
or
let me ask you
so.
that, is it only for Millersburg residents? So if you have the locked bins, are you gonna have, you opening the door that everybody, and how are you gonna control that?
It's the same with the dumpsters, they're
Yeah.
there all weekend.
Yeah.
After hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is if it gets trash off some
There you
property
go.
somewhere, okay.
So,
If they get caught, they get caught.
yeah.
Yeah. Same with shredding.
Yeah.
With the interest, I think he said last year we maybe had 3 bins and like smaller bins. He said it wasn't much at all. So based on that, and the year before, he just thought 4 to 5 bins, and I'm picturing them being about that size, but I could be wrong. But I'll get the rules. Like, I'm sure that you can't put obviously like clips and metal and things like that in there. So I'll get, if you guys are interested, I'll let him know that we'll go ahead and book it and get some of the rules and get it out there for the public. So, sound good?
That sounds good.
That's all I have.
I was contacted by Northeast Ohio Gas. They will be in Millersburg starting the end of May for approximately 2 to 3 months. They are changing out some low pressure lines in and around North and South Clay Street. They are not going to be dealing with Monroe Street. That's the street that we're paving this year. And Nate told them no cold patch, we want asphalt.
Yeah, in front of, that's a mess in front of my house.
Yeah, yeah. So I just wanted you all to be aware of that is coming the end of May. Committee reports. Do we have a committee report for the 4th of July, Bob?
We met on the first and hashed ideas of what kind of contest we're gonna have. We're talking about wiffle ball or softball, pickleball, cornhole. So on that part, waiting to hear back from 2 bands if they're gonna be available on the 4th at no cost. And talk with Millersburg High School graduates to be in the parade. And I've met with 4 classes at this point. In fact, Saturday I got a free dinner out of it with the class of 64.
Nice.
So that's where we're at.
Okay, awesome. You may want to talk to Heidi Barbie. She has been working on the summer concert series and they don't have anything for 4th of July. So maybe talk with her and that way she'll know what bands when you get them. So then she won't book anybody that day.
Yep.
So, okay.
And real quick, Bob, are you like chairman of that committee? Are you the chairman? Is there, we
I
have to
think
advertise.
between the 3 of us, we're chairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have
Chair,
to, we have to advertise those. They're a public meeting, so that one did not get
Yeah.
advertised. So let me know before you plan to meet.
Okay.
Give me like a week's notice.
Okay.
That won't get it in the Bargain Hunter, but I can post a sign out here and we can probably get it on the radio. So as long as we get it out a couple different ways, we'll be good.
Okay, we had a thing from Tree City, Millersburg. The Arbor Day Foundation named Millersburg a 2025 Tree City USA in honor of its commitment to plant, grow, and maintain trees to benefit its community. So I wanted you all to know about that. I also wanted to let you know that at the fire board meeting, there were 56 calls to the village of Millersburg, and that is both fire and ambulance service. So
Over what period of time?
since the beginning of the year
Okay.
till now, 56. So any other committee reports?
Tree City will also be doing the school
The
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day
Yeah.
program,
with the trees?
24th.
Did you guys hit your trees? Usually I know about that, and this year I don't know about it, so.
I don't know. I assume Chad ordered those,
Okay,
but
okay.
I
I
don't
just
know.
haven't seen anything, so
I
Lot of Brent
believe,
can I get them to donate?
I believe Soil and Water covered
gave them again?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I know for a couple of years we actually paid them for the trees,
Yeah.
and then last year they donated, so since I
Okay.
hadn't seen any invoices, I assumed that that's what
Okay.
happened, but I keep
Okay.
forgetting to ask Chad, so.
Weren't they talking about putting those at the new elementary?
Next year.
Starting next year.
Oh, next year? Okay.
All right, any other committee reports? All right, we have legislation. We have a third reading by title only, 2026-4, a resolution authorizing the village administrator to enter into agreement with Aspen Energy Corp. to provide consulting services related to consideration of an electricity aggregation program. Are there any questions?
Can I throw one wrinkle in here? Just, you can do what you want with it. So I got a call Friday. A former employee of Aspen's who left, was under an NDA for a while, is no longer. He's set up to do this stuff now on his own. Just wanted to see if there's a chance. I don't have any reason not to trust him. He was great to work with for all those years that he was with Aspen. I think there would potentially be savings there based on his markup versus Aspen's markup
For us,
for the residents.
for the residents.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you that years ago when we did this with the aggregation, there were some people going around
Mhm.
and I chose that, and you know that I am way cheaper
Mhm.
than the aggregation we're doing,
Mhm.
way.
Yeah, there's ways to do it, for sure. It all depends on your terms. I guess I hate to come in at the last hour here, but I don't know that we should. Aspen could still give us a quote. They could still look at the markets and rates and providers and give us their pricing, and Mark could give us his too. We just wouldn't enter this. If we want to do that, we should not pass this resolution.
I mean, is this resolution locking us in as them being our exclusive
Yeah,
agent?
then we're gonna use them exclusively.
Okay.
Is that for 1 year or more than 1 year?
Yeah, well, for the term of the, whatever the aggregation.
Whatever
would be.
you guys decide.
I say we do the best we can to save our people our electric bills.
I would agree.
I just think that it's just that and my cable, or my cell phone bill are the ones that upset me the most that I pay, so I think we have an obligation to try to.
If we essentially start over with them, do we still have time?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, there's no problems there.
okay.
So do you want to not vote on this tonight, or do you want to go ahead and vote?
I don't know.
You should probably
Go ahead and vote.
formally.
Okay. Go ahead and formally
I guess it
vote
doesn't matter what it is.
either to go in with Aspen or vote no to not.
And we
Is
have
that-
time, right? You're saying
Yeah.
we have time.
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll be coming soon, but
Yeah.
we'll,
We should have time, like
Yeah.
even next meeting.
either way.
Any questions on this?
We have never operated under this kind of agreement with Aspen. This is something they asked for this year.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
there's no reason we can't
He
proceed.
came
They just came with numbers the last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. It's something they want for projections.
I'll make the motion.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Vaughn,
No.
Kellogg,
No.
Shoemaker,
No.
Hirschberger,
trying to think if anybody's saying, I guess no.
Zellers, and Hofstadter.
No.
Right, so that we will not
Yeah.
enter into agreement. You voted no to not enter into agreement. You're right. If that's what, if that was your intent, you were
I
correct.
kept hearing everybody say no, I'm like,
Wait a minute.
Double negative.
Right. Okay, then we have first reading by title only, 2026-9, adopting the Holmes County 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan. Are there any questions? Now's the time, we got the guy. Okay, first reading by title only, 2026-10, a resolution supplementing and amending the 2026 annual permanent appropriation resolution and declaring an emergency. Are there any questions? Can we have a motion to suspend the second and third readings for this?
So moved.
Second.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Zollers,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Hirschberger,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Okay, can we have a motion to pass?
So moved.
I'll second.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Hirschberger,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Zollers,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
All right, first reading by title only, 2026-11, an emergency resolution authorizing participation in the ODOT road salt contracts awarded in 2026. Are there any questions? Hearing none, can we have a motion to suspend the second and third readings, please?
I'll make the motion to suspend them.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Hirschberger,
Aye.
Zollers,
Aye.
Hofstadter.
Aye.
All right, we have a motion to pass.
Motion.
Second.
Zollers,
Aye.
Hofstadter,
Aye.
Kellogg,
Aye.
Hirschberger,
Aye.
Vaughn,
Aye.
Shoemaker.
Aye.
Okay, unfinished business. The old airport park seating, do we have any update on that?
They wanted to wait till we get the mulch portion of the project done to see what funds were left, but they should be fine.
Okay, okay. I talked to you about the Deer Run Park Summer Concert Series. Smart traffic lights, do we have any
They
dates
weren't
on?
very smart this afternoon, I can tell you.
Oh, thanks, so it was, I agree.
We were having issues, and it has to do with the old copper interconnects between each intersection for the preemption. So like when police department or fire department wants the lights locked, it used to be a copper connection that ran physically between them all. There's some relays that are acting up. So got a hold of them. Monroe Street was flashing and I could not get it to come out. Turns out it was basically the controller was telling you, no, you're supposed to be flashing. There's nothing you can do to override that without pulling parts. So got a hold of Pathmaster. They walked me through that. Got the parts all pulled. They've been good so far, as far as I know. We've been having issues, and I think it's all related to that. This intersection would go completely black. It wouldn't flash or anything, and Monroe Street would be flashing. Reset Monroe Street, these would flash, and get these reset, that would be flashing again. So there's some gremlins that we're working through. But back to the original, no, I do know, it's ordered.
Okay.
I've not got an update from them as to when it'll be installed.
Okay.
From what I can see, we're still not gonna be able to alleviate rush hour traffic like on Friday night. Coming up, I set through
We
3
won't
red
alle-
lights. Again,
Yeah, it's not in yet.
is that gonna control that though? There's so much traffic.
It's supposed to.
You're supposed to, it's just not.
Yeah, it's supposed to see that backup and give them more time to get, it's not gonna be time-based, it's gonna be demand-based.
We'll see.
I agree.
Anything else on that? Okay, do we have any updates on the amphitheater project? Have we heard anything about the covering over top?
Oh, no,
No?
no, the Eagle Scout.
Eagle
No,
Scout?
No,
No, okay.
sorry.
That's okay, that's okay. I do have an update on the Millersburg Mobile Home Park. I talked to the receiver this past week. They hope to be under contract by July. They have 2 different people interested. He said that he's thinking somewhere between 1.2 and 1.5 is where they're looking right now. I know the first time it was under contract, it was 1.9. The second time it was under contract, it was 1.7. So now they're lowering it just because it's in the floodplain and there's a lot of things going on with that. But they've been doing they've had some water issues down there and they've had plumbers down there, and but they hope to be under contract by July. So that was good news, I felt. Okay, and we got the 4th of July committee. Anybody else have anything for unfinished business? New business?
Bless you.
God bless you. All right, hearing none, do we have a motion to go into executive session under Ohio Revised Code 121.22G1 to consider the promotion and/or compensation of a public employee or official?
So moved.
I'll second.
Second.
Go ahead.
Hassiter,
Aye.
Shoemaker,
Aye.
Vaughn, Hirschberger,
Aye.
Zellers,
Aye.
Kellogg.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening.
As you. John?